In this short video, we're going to be discussing the use of the byphrase in passive voice. So first of all, what is the byphrase? The byphrase is used in a passive voice sentence to show who the performer of the verb was. So take a look at this example. The essay was written by the student. So in this case, the sentence is in passive voice, was written, and the performer of the action of the writing is in the byphrase, which is right here, the student. So when do we add the byphrase? We don't always add it. We only add it when it's important to know who or what performed the action of the verb. So for example, the first democracy was developed by the ancient Greeks. So we have was developed, so we know this is a passive voice sentence. And then the performer of this action of the developing is the ancient Greeks. Here's another example. Mandarin Chinese is spoken by over 3 billion people. So we know that this language, Mandarin Chinese, it's spoken, it's in passive voice. And then in the byphrase, we have over 3 billion people. So this is kind of important. It's kind of an important fact of who's performing the action. Sometimes, however, we can get rid of the byphrase. For example, when it's not important who or what performed the action of the verb. So in this sentence, the first movie was made in the late 1800s. So you can see we have the receiver, the first movie, the passive verb was made, but we have no byphrase here. This is just a time adverbial to tell us when it happened. But we have no byphrase here because it's not really important who invented or who made the first film. Here's another example. When we don't know who or what performed the action of the verb, that's another time when we can take out the byphrase. My iPhone was stolen yesterday. We see that this verb phrase is in passive voice, was stolen, but we don't know who did this action of stealing, so we can put it in passive voice, and we can also take out the byphrase. We also can take out the byphrase when the person or thing that performed the action of the verb is people in general. So let's take a look at an example to see what we mean by that. Spanish is spoken in many countries. Okay, so we have the language Spanish is spoken. It's in passive voice in many countries. It tells us where, but it doesn't tell us who is doing the speaking. This is because it's very obvious. People are the only performer of speaking a language, in this case Spanish. So that's just a little bit about when we can add the byphrase or when we can remove the byphrase in passive voice.